You may have heard the terminology of meteorological spring bantered about today, with it being the first day of March. So what exactly is it? Well, it runs from March 1 all the way through May 31st. Think of it as just kind of a 3-month way to differentiate between our different seasons. Now, of course, astronomical spring, that will be on Sunday, the March 20th, with our equinox at 10:33 that Sunday morning. But the reason that we separate between meteorological spring and astronomical spring is our astronomical seasons can run anywhere from about 89 to 93 days apart, where when you go in about 3-month spans and just make it easier, go from the first day to the last day of the third month, you kind of normalize those, so you're always within a day or two of a complete season. And so what that does is not only give us a better idea when it comes to measuring average temperatures, average rainfall, things of that nature, but also kind of gives us an easier gap to compare things to. For instance, when we talk about our monthly and yearly precipitation, you have to remember, for meteorological winter, which we just finished up, that would date back to December 1. And with that being said, we're about 2.5 inches below where we'd historically be rain-wise. That's why the drought monitor has plenty of the dry categories still showing about, actually a little bit better though than what we were in January, and that's because of the snowfall that we were able to pick up in February. Speaking of February, a little bit of housekeeping to take care of, right on par where we thought it would be. It did end up our average high right at about 49 degrees, and of course able to do that with the roller coaster just back and forth. My goodness, 7th and Range Line just a bustling this afternoon. Very comfortable, probably got the windows down in a whole lot of those vehicles. 67 degrees is where we stand, and look at that humidity, now down to about 24%. We've seen some places raise about 40 degrees from where we started out this morning, especially throughout southeast Kansas. Very, very comfortable. And southwest Missouri as well. 65 in Lamar, 65 in Monette. Miami and Grove, they were sitting at 30 degrees pre-sunrise and did so for the longest time. So a nice 37-degree bump up just from this morning alone. And if we kind of compare and contrast to where we were at this point in time yesterday, a 10-degree increase. So if you thought Monday was delightful, just wait until the peak afternoon, because really we don't top out heating-wise from about 2:30 to 4:30 in the afternoon. So we still got a little bit to warm up and reach up into the 70s. Easily will without a cloud in the sky to slow us down. Kind of doing our relative humidity map this week, wanting to show the very highs and the very lows. Anything that's considered normal, we're just going to kind of leave out of our picture just for the sake of making it easier to look at. But what we're noticing each and every day is all this dry air mass up to the north just kind of envelops us. So while we avoid any high wind warnings, red flag warnings, anything of that nature, the elevated fire risk is going to be present for the entire time. Really got to get up around the Canadian border and then on the west side of the Rockies to have any effect as far as the humidity goes. And the reason being, that low pressure system just hanging right there. They're actually going to end up with some flooding concerns in the Pacific Northwest before it's said and done. But then after you get below the jet stream, it's a whole bunch of dry air that takes over, even deep down into the southeastern portion of the United States. Here's a look at our afternoon planner. Those wind gusts, 30 to 35 miles per hour. Overnight, absolutely delightful. Going to be a point in time where probably going to start shedding the jackets here when you begin to wake up each and every morning and take off for work. And it's a theme that we're going to be able to ride all the way into the weekend. No precipitation to worry about, but remember, we're at 2.5 inches down since December 1. So eventually we're going to need a little rain to kick in to help out on the drought monitor and alleviate our fire conditions. Luckily, get a little scattered shower activity there on Saturday into Sunday. Cold front from Sunday into Monday, but still not too bad. Staying well above the freezing mark.
Yeah, I like it. Even when we have a cold front come through, we can keep
Long as we see that 35 on there, we'll take her.
We will. All right, thanks, Michael.